Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you a great little kitchen technique, how to segment a citrus fruit. This is a beautiful rare breed poor man's orange. You can do it with any orange, with a grapefruit, a pomelo, a lemon, almost any citrus. Not mandarin because they already break into segments, but any of those citrus fruit where the segments are firmly joined. And you'll use this technique for crêpe Suzette, for duck à l'orange, to make orange segments for salads, all sorts of things. Now we start by cutting off the top and the bottom, and then we're just going to follow the line of the fruit to cut off as much of the rind and that thick white pith as possible. It's a fine line between taking off as much of the white and as little of the flesh, so a sharp knife is important and slow and steady is important, especially when you're starting out. It's not a race, let's just practice and get the technique right. And we can always do a second pass to trim off a little bit more of that white pith. So after the first pass, we typically tip it over because it's up the top where we'll have missed some bits. And we can just run the knife back around to get rid of as much of that pith as we can. Now some varieties of citrus have more pith than others, and if we leave a bit behind, we can always cut that off later after we've trimmed out the segments. So once we've got rid of as much as possible, over a bowl. This is really important because we're going to collect as much of the juice as we can. And a sharp knife just down the side of the segment, down the other inside of the segment, and it drops into the bowl. Now, some species have more pips than others. We don't want them, so we'll fish them out as we go or at the end. So we're just running the knife down the inside of the segment, down the other inside, and out it comes into the bowl. So there we are, we have our last segment. The knife goes down one side, down the other side, and into the bowl. There's a few pits that we'll get out in a minute, a few pips, but the first thing we want to do is give that membrane a really good squeeze, because we often want to use the juice. If we're making a salad, for example, we're going to use that juice in a salad dressing. If we're making duck à l'orange, it's going to go into our sauce, etc. So squeezing as much of the juice out as we can, then we can either strain the pips out or just fish them out. And there we go, segmenting a citrus.